they want to bring America to socialism.
Mm-hmm.
And people, the kids from college, why in the world? What's going? I want you to give me about 10 minutes here. Tell me what will happen if socialism takes over, and why in the world do all the young people want socialism? Is it that they don't want to work anymore?
Well, they don't understand the ramifications of this. And of course, you know, everything that most of these kids have was earned through capitalism. You know, their iPads and their cars and their education, that was paid by capitalism. And so if you start to level out everything and really sap out the incentive to work, you end up with a culture very similar to Venezuela, you know, where there isn't an incentive. There's high tax rates. Just like California, you have all these ports and mines and natural resources, but you have an incredibly high poverty rate. You have people that are doing things in the streets that nobody wants to live around. So you've just sapped out all the hope and of the future from a culture. Yeah. And that is incredibly serious. And these people, it's a panacea. Like I say, socialism ultimately becomes like Marxism, because I think it was President Hoover who, and this is paraphrasing what he said, basically is that socialism is the 17th century autocracy. It's a totalitarianism. It's put in a favorable light, but all it is returning to the point where you're going to be told exactly how to do it and what to do, and if you don't, you're not going to have any freedom whatsoever. They're going to take everything that you have. That's where we're heading if we're not careful, Pastor. And that's a real fear. That's why I call people back to understanding our civics, who we are as a nation, what were our rights, why did we go to war to fight for those rights? I think of the Second Amendment. I'm a gun owner. My son-in-law is a policeman, and I obviously work in the Pentagon, so we do believe that there's a place for weapons. Socialists love guns too. Progressives love guns. Only the guns they own.
Oh, okay.
They don't want you to have a gun. They want to be the only owners of guns, because what will they do with this? They'll make you do what they want you to do. Mm-hmm. So, if you read their campaign literature, you'll find that, gun registration and so forth. I think this is a serious issue. Our founders understood that if all the weapons were in the hands of government, big government, or in the hands of only the political elite, they would use that to oppress the peoples. And our founders rightly understood that, we have weapons to defend ourselves against criminals, but also to defend ourselves against an oppressive big government. And my concern is that our government can become oppressive. I just think of how things went off the rails in the deep state. We had an FBI director that was doing some pretty underhanded things. We had a CIA director, in spite of having voted for Gus Hall, a communist, as a young man, he somehow got this high security clearance. I do not understand that, but that's a fact of history. So we have people within government that clearly are progressive and would like to see that these people, that whether the Gang of Four or Nancy Pelosi and her renegade group of presidential candidates, want to take charge of this country. Will they confiscate our weapons? Yes. Will they deny us religious freedom? Yes. And we have unscrupulous people, not just at the top that are political, not just bureaucrats, but a lot of underlings that are undermining the future and the direction of this country.